All right, guys, so we have some upgrades in front of you. Some of you may know I've been using the Alpha Mini for some time. I just upgraded the cockpit to something way more durable. So I thought maybe now is a good time to jump to the Ultimate. So we have that, and I did pair it with the GTS Sport. I do like 300 millimeters on a rim, so I thought why not? It was only 250 more than I expected to pay. So we're going to be unboxing this, doing first impressions, put it on the rig, do some driving, and I'll talk about the jump from the Alpha Mini to the Ultimate. Let's go. Okay, so we'll start with the GTS rim first. So there we go. Feels good. Decided to go with leather. It's going to last a lot longer. I have more than enough inputs. I don't really use the clutches that much on all my other rims, so this is great. Let's see. Yeah, this feels good. Very comfortable. A lot of space in between the thumbs. Stitching looks very well done. You definitely don't have any stitches in those corners, so that should keep it in good condition for a very long time, so it won't fall apart on you. Well thought out. We have the 50 millimeter quick release on the back. We'll have to update this, but overall, first impressions, yeah, definitely what I expected, because I mean I've bought a lot of Simagic gear, and everything, you know, has been very good quality. Okay, so now we're on the Ultimate. I will say these two items together came in weighing 40 pounds for the shipment. So that tells you how heavy this thing must be. But let's get started. This is no joke. Okay, so we have the emergency stop, which is very nice of them to include that, because as heavy as this thing feels, definitely gonna need it. We have some cables to go in the back of the PC. This would be for the emergency stop button, I believe. Screws, mounting. Okay, so with my Alpha Mini, I actually had the adapter that came with it for the US, that I had to attach on. This came all ready to go, no attachment needed. And I mean, the wattage is a lot more powerful on this bad boy, so that's a good thing. Looking good so far. Let's see, bigger power brick for sure. This thing is a lot bigger than what we have downstairs. Feels good. Look how pretty that looks. Look how pretty that looks. And now we have the big boy. Ooh, you heard that? It felt like an earthquake. It's crazy. I did sprain my wrist a little bit. I tweaked it, so probably gonna struggle a little bit more than I should be. Oh. Let's get this thing open. Oh yeah, oh my God. What? Oh man, it's a workout right there. That is a workout right there. Okay. There it is. The big dog. 23 Newton meters. Definitely will not be running this 100%. I mean, from what they say, this is more detail in this. And this is a closer competitor to Simagic. All right, so before we get the Ultimate hooked up, to the rig. I just wanted to show the size difference between the two. The thing is massive, right? Um, Mini is a great direct drive wheel. Just always remember that, especially for the price that you can get it for. A great direct drive wheel. This isn't putting the Mini down, but it's just time to move on to bigger and better things. So we're gonna get this thing hooked up and get on the track. All right, guys. So it's been a little over a week since we made the jump from the Mini to the Ultimate. Now, with my Mini, it was run hot, and that's completely by design. From what I've heard from Simagic and on forums and just people talking about it, completely normal. Never lost any force feedback. But the Ultimate, quiet, doesn't run hot. I have this at 100% in the software, but in game, I'm at around 60%. So yeah, no coil whine. I haven't experienced any of that. With the Mini, there was a slight bit of coil whine, barely noticeable, but I thought I'll mention that. No coil whine for me. When it comes to being on the track, um, tire grip, rumble strips, slip slides, weight of the car shifting, um, all this stuff is a lot more detailed in the Ultimate, as it should be, because you got a lot more power you're working with here, a lot more headroom, a lot more. I don't have everything probably dialed in 100% where I would like it, but that's just what I've noticed from where I'm at now. I have headroom, so I have things to play with. So I'll be trying different things, see what I really like, see if I can bring out even more details. But especially with the P1000s down there with the rumble motors, having all that just working together to give me feedback makes it completely way more immersive, especially with the Ultimate. I will say that. I've really noticed with the GT3 cars, especially in ACC, they all handle quite differently. I never really noticed it as much before. So now I'm kind of a little bit more different with my selection on what car I will pick to do a race or to do some laps in. I got to be a little bit more cautious about that. Some of them handle a little bit more like a wild horse, and some of them, there's a lot more grip on the tires. But there's that. Um, Now, when it comes to the GTS wheel, I'll talk about that because that was in the video as well. I do think this is a great wheel. As you can see, I kind of decked it up a little bit. I do think this is a great wheel option, especially if you're on a budget. You can pair this with the Mini. You can pair this with the Alpha. You can pair it with the Ultimate like I did. I paid, if you separate what I would have paid for the base, I only paid $250 pretty much for the GTS rim, which I think is a great deal. Um, a lot of versatility with it, a lot of button mappings, a lot of, one thing I'll point out real quick is that I like that these actually give you three inputs. I thought that was really cool right there. Um, those actually give you three inputs. So I feel like it has a lot of different inputs, a lot of versatility, especially, I mean, you could race GT3 cars in that. You don't need the Neo. And you can also do other things if you're on a budget. Or I think a good combination would be the GTS, maybe get the Neo, and then get you a quick release from Simagic and get you a drifting wheel, like a bigger rim, uh, 350 millimeters, something like that. And I think that'd be a great combo. But yeah, I've really been enjoying the GTS wheel, and I will say it's really, really worth it. So don't overlook it. Now I know it is nice to have a hub and change out your different rims, but what I've noticed with the GTC hub is that a lot of the rims that I did have didn't fit on the hub correctly, so I had to get spacers. And I don't know how people would feel about that, but I thought I'd just mention that. I think it's a great rim. And I think if you're on a budget now and in the future, maybe you won't be, you can also resell the GTS rim and pretty much make some of that money back. I think the value will still be there. Yeah, so there's that. That's going to wrap it up for this video. If you like the video, leave a like, comment, maybe even subscribe. Have any questions, comments, concerns, drop them. I'll get to them. And until next time.